Coming up on this edition of Hawkeye News. Recently, Principal Russ Shepman was proud to announce to Hawkeye News that Red Oak High School has its first ever National Merit semifinalist. Mr. Shepman has the details and explains who the big winner is straight ahead.
Plus, the new Career and Technology Center is starting to take shape, and we decided to take a closer look inside as it is set to open by the fall semester. In addition, we have a follow-up to last month's look at the construction at the new Red Oak City Hall and Municipal Center.
Also, Hawkeye News sports reporter Robert Kent brings us a story about Red Oak High School senior Matt Esparza, who spent his summer playing soccer in Brazil. Details later in our show.
And it's time once again to check back with Hawkeye News reporter Katie Stanglin in our newest segment called What's Up at the WC. News at the freshman campus coming up.
And finally, the race to the White House is heating up as the Republican National Convention came to a close earlier this month. We take a look at the latest CNN polls and an update on the 2004 presidential election. All coming up on this edition of Hawkeye News.
You're watching Hawkeye News with Christian Henson, Natalie Hillary, Sports with Brady Sapp, News coverage from the Junior High Bureau with Lexi Belote, plus academic and student life reports with our Hawkeye News team. Hawkeye News. Leadership you can depend on.
Welcome to this edition of Hawkeye News for September 2004. I'm Natalie Hillary.
And I'm Camille Webster. Christian is on assignment.
September was a busy month in Red Oak ISD, and we have lots to bring you this month as we approach the holiday season.
Hawkeye News is committed to bringing more news and stories from all across the district during this month's extended team coverage.
First, we go to Hawkeye News anchor Christian Henson, who is on assignment this month and joins us from the Founders Day Parade and festivities. Christian?
Thanks, Natalie and Camille. Even though September 11th will never be forgotten by most Americans as a day of horror and tragedy, this year 9/11 will also be remembered by many Red Oak residents as something totally different, a celebration of our city's heritage and the annual Founders Day Parade and festivities. The event marks the 26th annual Founders Day celebration, and this year's theme is Red Oak's All-American Joyride. I'll have information on the parade and all the activities coming up later in the show, plus this month's district in 60 seconds, and an update on the presidential election. Natalie and Camille, back to you.
Thanks, Christian. We look forward to hearing about that and much more.
Plus, our team coverage continues with a look at what's to come.
Seniors, you ever started thinking about your career after high school? What job do you really want to do for the rest of your life? Maybe you thought about law enforcement. I'm Jared Ustry, and this month on Hawkeye News, I had an opportunity to ride along with the Red Oak Police Department and get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a police officer. I'll have the full report coming up.
I'm J.D. Foster in Dallas. The State Fair of Texas means an extra day off for most teachers and students across the Metroplex. A chance to have fun and attend this annual event with family and friends. But we many times forget that Fair Day can also be an unsafe day if we don't practice good safety rules. I'll have details on what fair officials are telling us to look out for this year coming up in this month's crime report.
Many called it the most deadly rainstorm to hit our area in years. I'm Tamara Llewellyn in Ovilla. Later, I'll bring you a closer look at the progress on the rebuilding of the Ovilla Bridge and some of the challenges being faced while the construction is being completed. Also, how local residents are keeping their thoughts and prayers for those who have lost loved ones in this tragic event. But first, back to Natalie and Camille for this month's top stories.